Hi everyone, it's Rick
And Rusty.
with eatingwestvirginia.com, and we are here in beautiful Martinsburg, West Virginia in Berkeley County, and we're with Pam Smith today, who is the owner of the Good Natured Market and Cafe. Pam, thanks for having us in.
You're welcome.
First question, we just would like you to give us a little bit of background on Good Natured, how it started, how long you've been here, just some background and history.
Okay, we've been here 7 years, and we basically looked for about 6 months for a place to start a health food store, more or less. And I was just going to sell a couple of soups and maybe a couple of sandwiches, but it turned into way more than that. We decided we wanted to be in Martinsburg because the city is kind of void of businesses for the most part, and they have difficulty keeping restaurants and places that people will come to. So that was our choice. We had trouble finding something that was in the business district because they're all owned by outside investors and people who don't want to let go of them unless you want to pay them $500,000 for it. And in Martinsburg, that's kind of an outrageous figure. So we found this building finally. We had to do some renovations. It was sort of a coffee shop, but it was associated with a church, so they weren't really maybe up to snuff with the health code and all of that. So about 3 years, we just had the cafe and the store out there, and we were a part of 14 arson fires in West Virginia about 4 years ago. And there, we had recycling on the back porch, and someone threw a lit, I don't know what it was, but they threw something that caught the back porch on fire, and then we almost lost the building at that point. And so we decided to go ahead and invest more money into adding onto having a cafe in the back instead of having it in the front in the store. So that's why this space is here.
It's super nice.
Thank you.
Like the flow from the market back here into the cafe is just really, it's wonderful. You get a full sense of everything,
Right.
artwork, all of it.
Cool.
So what do you love most about owning your own business, the restaurant part and the market? What are the great things that...
I'd say there are two. One is the appreciation of the community of the people that come here. 99.9% of our customers are overly loving and welcome and happy that we're here. They want the products that we have, the lunches, they love the food, they want to eat here because they know it's healthy, it's made with organic ingredients, it's made often with locally sourced things, there are no preservatives. We make everything on site except for a couple of things. And we take great care to make sure that it's pure, good food. And I consider it to be slow food. It's not going to be McDonald's. You're not going to get in and out of here in 15 minutes. And that sometimes makes people a little grumpy, but, I can't cook a vegetarian burger on the griddle in 2 minutes. I don't have a deep fat fryer. I don't do French fries or anything like that. We don't even have like a hood for the fire suppression and all of that because we don't do any grease. We're just basically like you would on your home stove, cook the food. And our kitchen does look like a home kitchen. I do need to do some upgrades with that because sometimes lunches, this whole place is full. And it can be a little weird in the kitchen because we're standing on top of each other, but we get through it. And I guess the other thing is that I feel proud of doing this because I think that there are just too many businesses that are chains, that aren't locally owned, that aren't producing something that's individual and different. Everything is made a certain way, comes from a factory somewhere, promotes all sorts of unsustainable practices. One of the things that we do here is that I always try to use organic food because I'm trying to stay away from GMO products. And so I think you need things in the mix that kind of make a difference. And we are vegetarian too. sometimes get a little frustrated because I feel like if I just had like a fish sandwich and something else, that I could probably get a bigger crowd in the evening for dinner. But then I think, but no, because everybody else does that, and we can in this country eat one meal a day that's not meat at some point, you know. So those are the things I guess I'm most proud of.
Do you have any favorite menu items?
For me, favorite things, I wouldn't put it on the menu if I didn't think it was really good. I like our burgers just because they look great, and they also taste really good, and we have like maybe 10 different ones that we put on the menu. We alternate through a power burger, which is usually made out of beans, and then a nut burger, which we have, which is a little more expensive, which gives you a little extra hit of protein from the nuts. And those are all really good. I'm proud of our salads because they are not iceberg lettuce. They don't come out of a bag. And they are organic.
Locally grown mostly?
A lot right now, a lot of the lettuces. During the winter, there's not much source for some of those things, but from now until maybe September, there are a lot of things in the salad that are local.
You know, we were really excited when we found you when we were preparing to come to Martinsburg. Mm-hmm. Vegan and vegetarian restaurants throughout this state are so incredibly rare. Mm-hmm. So we were just really, really tickled when we saw you on the internet,
right.
and when you agreed to meet with us and let us
right.
try some of your food. We were just really, really excited about it.
It's even rare in big cities. You might find a couple, but that's, you know.
We have friends that live in Philadelphia, and they have a lot of options at their fingertips up there, and that's kind of something that we miss living in
right.
Huntington.
Yeah.
So
we have one last question for you, and that is, if you could sit down with a meal with anyone, who would it be and why?
Okay. Well, I thought about this because you asked me beforehand to think. This isn't necessarily someone that I would pick that I would want to have dinner with, because I think they probably wouldn't want to have dinner with me. But I would pick either Joe Manchin or Shelley Moore Capito, because I feel like the focus in West Virginia is that we can't do anything else except be an extraction state. And I have a couple of things like Yelp and a few other online businesses that attract people to Martinsburg. They come off 81 and they have lunch here because there's no other place that offers vegan, vegetarian food. I have even had people spend the night in Martinsburg to get up and have food here on their trip. So because they like the food so much. And we have in Martinsburg, we have like the West Virginia Glass Outlet, and we have some other things. And I think people don't look at West Virginia as a tourist attraction, and we can be that. And if you look at places in North Carolina or in Austin, Texas, and places that have developed an alternative to just industry, I think you'll find a healthier mix of money and businesses, and that would be the thing I would want to talk to them about. We can be something else. We can move forward. We can have other types of industries here too. I know I just got in some salt that's being mined outside of Charleston.
That's actually a guy I went to high school with.
Right, Dickinson.
Absolutely,
right,
yeah.
And I mean, we can do these things, you know, and that's who I would like to talk to.
Thank you again for having us in. It was really great talking with you, and we're really excited to try your food here in a little bit. But thanks for spending some time with us and telling us about Good Natured, and look for this up on our blog soon.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks. You. All right.